Hey, good evening, everybody. Good evening, guys. Welcome. Good
Yes.
Hey,
How's it
evening us.
guys?
late
It
edition,
is
eh?
one of the back
Late
door.
edition to the starting lineup.
Uh, yeah. Let me just first put the apologies forward. Warren sends his sincere apologies for missing tonight. He was down with the COVID last week, and he's still not feeling
Oh,
too
Oh,
shabby. But I'm not sure if he'll join us in the comments or if he's watching. But yeah, he's all right. I was talking to him all weekend, so he's doing okay. And other than that, everybody, welcome Ian, Gareth, Wolfie, and
Yes, sir.
Jeremy. Welcome, guys. I also have to put another
hey, the
apology.
Wolfman.
I made no graphics for tonight, so I was lazy. So the
Gentlemen,
December festival kicked in. So uh, yeah, we didn't have a show after the West Ham game. So we'll talk a bit about that game of what you can remember, and then obviously Saturday's match as well. Alex, you also down with the COVID?
Oh, damn.
Be safe, dude. Hope
right.
you and the family is all right. Um, and it's not too serious. And I hope you are vaccinated. If you are, good on
What's
you.
this?
Cool, guys. Let's start with Wolfie. I'm gonna leave you for last because you're gonna you're gonna come with a bang there, Ian. Let's start with the West Ham game first, and then
Okay.
if you can remember anything in that game, thoughts on that game, and especially we also haven't discussed the Bamiyang thing on the channel, so. Let's put it all in one package. West Ham and Aubameyang.
Okay, let's see. All right. West Ham game. You're pleasantly surprised with the performance. After very feeling well.
Mm.
I mean, the boys, the youngsters, that really showed that they've got talent, they've got the ability to win these games. I mean, because we're sort of on par with West Ham at the moment, and we never gave them any chance. We kept them quiet. We were all over them defensive. We created so many chances, and we didn't miss a Aubameyang at all. Just to touch on Auba at the same time as well. I think that performance going forward, a lot of confidence for the young guys as well, for the manager as well. We got the selection right. I mean, I was still worried about party midfield again, like I'm worried about every single game. But I think with Zaka being in the team again in midfield, I have to say this, he was needed, His presence was felt, definitely presence was definitely felt. And I think that West Ham game really gave us a lot of confidence going forward, especially for the boys. I mean, Smith Rowe coming off the bench, making the difference with the second goal. Because, I mean, we should have been 2 or 3 up, like in the first half already, because we were all
Yeah.
over West Ham in that game, you know. And that's just my little bit on the West Ham game. The Bamiyang story, he's not missed at the moment, so I think we have to go on without him. I mean, he's dug his own grave. He has to make basically has to just deal with the consequences. Unfortunately, that's
Uh,
the way the club's going in that direction.
yeah.
Maybe,
Gareth.
maybe it's a good thing. Maybe it's a good thing for maybe it
Yeah.
will get him start scoring goals again. You never know. Because apparently when he was at training like an hour and a half early now in the week. I think that was to get cut out even more about Teta or just to start training early so you can get back into
Yeah.
the first team. But I see the way Martinelli is playing at the moment is going to be hard for him to get back into the first team.
Gareth. Let's discuss Gabriel Martinelli. I
Yeah,
mean,
geez, he's
we've
been
been
pretty.
shouting for weeks and weeks about this youngster, and he gets his chance, and to me, he just grabbed it.
Yeah, no, 100%. I definitely think he's grabbed his chance with both hands. Two fantastic, well, I mean, in a row, five fantastic performances. But I mean, I think these last two, West Ham and then now against
Leeds.
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 Thank you. Geez, sorry. Yes. I mean, wow, fantastic. And I was saying to Wolfie that first goal he took, the way he opened up his body. Oh man, it was shades of Henri. It was so
Yeah.
lovely to see. So I definitely think. Oh shit! Sorry, man. My phone's ringing. It's work. Just give me a second.
Okay,
Okay, I'll
cool.
put it on
We'll,
silent. No, I put it on silent. I'll call them back now. No, I think he's definitely taken his chance with both hands, and it's been great to see. He brings a different sort of energy to the side, man. And then also to touch on the Aubameyang, situation. I think the performance from the guys in the West Ham game, which was the first game since him being stripped of the captaincy, I think it was a fantastic performance that we put in, because it could have been very lackluster. You could definitely see that. And I mean, yeah, whether you're Arteta out, whether you're Arteta in, you know my feelings about that, man. But it seemed to be that he had the dressing room and he had the squad, and they all backed the decision that he made with the stripping of the captaincy, because it's been two fantastic performances from the Arsenal since Aubameyang has been stripped.
Okay, cool. Jeremy, jumping
Sorry
to
if you don't mind, I just need to make a phone call.
Okay, cool. I'm going to kick you off and then just wave when you're ready again. Jeremy, I know you are a Pepe guy, and I know you love this guy. What about him now? Is there still space in the side for him, or is it time for him to pack his bags and be put on the transfer list?
We'll see tomorrow. I mean, whenever we play Sunderland in the Carabao, you know, if
Wednesday.
he features or not. Is it Wednesday? Yeah, then we'll see how he features, or if he features or not. I assume Uber will also play. And then, yeah, let's take it from there. I mean, it's going to be, we're playing a few games in a row now. So, I mean, those youngsters can't play for 90 minutes, 95 minutes every game. So there will be some, you know, we're going to need the full squad to get through this difficult period. So, yeah, let's see how it goes. I mean, I don't know, you know, with youngsters, like we've seen in the past, and I don't even remember when we played Spurs, Uber was dropped, and then we had brilliant performances after that. So I think when the team sees that one player is disciplined, they normally, you know, kick in and give a brilliant performance after that. But I mean, to be consistent, that's why I mean, off air we chatted. I wanted to know who we're playing against after the City game, because more than likely we're going to take a. Sure, I hope we don't, but more than likely we're going to get a hammering from City, as we normally do, even if we're playing at where we playing? We're playing Etihad. You know, we're playing Emirates. And then normally after that there's a bad run of form after that. But luckily there's that international break before we play Spurs. So yeah, let's see how that goes. But yeah, I just hope that we can come out of that City game with a draw at least, man, and then we can kick on from there and not go into a rut like that Everton and, you know, that United games that put us back in. Then Arteta's, you know, the Gunners against his pointed at his head again all of a sudden, even after he's performed so well. But I mean, it's inevitable with youngsters. You can't expect them to perform 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 games in a row. They're going to hit a rut where the energy levels are going to be lower than, especially when that's in winter and it's raining, and you know, and it's a away game. It's going to be tough. But yeah, let's see how it goes. It's yeah, let's see how it goes.
Wolfie.
Yes, sir. Good evening.
Good evening, sir. couple of decent performance from the side. Was dropping Aubameyang the trick to it? Was making Lacazette the captain the answer to our praise, or should that armband still shift? And is Arteta still not the guy to push this youngsters on a little bit? Couple of questions there for you. Go for it, sir.
I see you like keeping the Arteta question with me.
I love it.
Look, the Aubameyang situation, it's I mean, he basically cut off his nose to spite his face based on his attitude, and you know, he was the captain and stuff like that. So it was in the making that he was going to be dropped. I mean, if we look at his performances and the way he played for the last 4 or 5 games, he was basically a passenger in the team. And as Alex just said there, we've been playing with 10 men when he played. So it was coming a long time that he had to be dropped. It was just the icing on the cake when he broke the disciplinary code. And, I mean, that was the last straw. And
that was like a blessing
I mean,
in disguise to take the captaincy away.
Yeah, and at the end of the day, I mean, Arteta obviously gave him a lot of chances, and I think that was the last straw. And I mean, like, it was a very, very good thing, whether you take it as a blessing or not. But we seem to be playing better, and if we look at Lacazette's performances, he seems to be getting into the action of chances. Although he was a bit poor against Leeds, where he should have at least scored a goal.
Exactly.
But he's getting in that opportunities where Aubameyang wasn't involved in. His creating something. I mean, the toe poke for Martinelli's goal was the hustle and bustle of Lacazette. It was his assist. The penalty against West Ham, it is all in his own. So he's basically doing a Martinelli in his own performance. So, and if you look at Martinelli, he's grabbing his opportunity, and that's what we want. That's what we all wanted to see from Martinelli. We know that it is in him, but you spoke about Arteta. One thing I want to say about Arteta is that you got to give credit to him, because in the first couple of games, Martinelli, he was doing things that even Ian Wright picked it up, and he's a striker. Yeah, he was doing things. He wasn't getting on the end of chances because of his poor movement. But Arteta took him out of the limelight. We all wanted him. I mean, we all supporters, we love him because we love his attitude, his willingness, his desire, his passion. But Arteta took him out of the limelight and obviously told him he needs to start working on some kind of areas in his game. And now that he's been thrown back in, he seems to be getting on the end of all the chances, and it's like everything is turned to gold. Whatever he touches, he's scoring, he's here, he's there. I mean, everything is going for this boy. And there you got to give credit to Arteta for managing him. I always speak about Arteta as a poor player manager, but in this case, you got to give credit. Yeah, a man manager. But in this particular case, you got to give credit to where credit is due.
You're such a flip-flop, Wolfie.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, you are Wolfie,
hold on. Look, I said you gotta give credit to where credit is due, guys. You guys know how I feel about Arteta, but I mean, if you look at the results, 3-0, 2-0, 3-1. I mean, we played against struggling teams. We mustn't forget these kind of things, but you still have to win. You still have to win what is in front of you. You still have to win what is in front of you. And we have been doing the business. We've been creating all the chances. I mean, it was some kind of a record. The first half against Leeds, it was 11 shots on target. It's I think it's the most. It's the most since 2003. So it is a record. So
besides Xhaka trying to get himself sent off at 2-0 up, that challenge was a bit ridiculous. Totally ridiculous.
Yeah, well,
that could have changed the complexion of the game. Make no mistake.
But don't you guys feel as well that Yeah, I was about to say that
VAR is a joke, because at the end of the day, it's not the case of the technology is not working. It's still the same idiots that usually ref on the field on a Saturday that are sitting behind the cameras making the incorrect decisions. You only need to look at Liverpool and the scum next door, their game yesterday. But I mean, for once we were actually saved with VAR, because I promise you, Granit Xhaka could have seen red for that challenge. That was absolutely brainless, and he's got that in his locker.
He's hot-headed.
Exactly.
I know his emotional. His
100%.
emotions get in the way.
100%.
And he's an experienced guy. I mean, it's crazy.
Exactly.
Man.
That is what I can't stand about this guy. And so many people, they this is one. He's like Arteta. He divides opinion. There's no in between. You either love him or you hate him. And not hate, but I mean, I just want him out the club because I think he's brainless, man. He costs us too much.
To me, Xhaka and Bellerin represents everything that's stale about Arsenal. Those 2 guys.
100%.
Look, besides that tackle, we have to give credit to Xhaka. He has been playing well. I mean, his experience. I mean, that lovely floated pass for Martinelli through ball. We got to look at these kind of things also. We can't just look at the bad side of players. I mean, Xhaka has brought some kind of calmness to the midfield now because Partey's
100%.
been poor.
Yeah.
Partey has been poor. But
Wolfie, 100%.
Shaq's been a little bit better than Partey.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
we got to look at
100%,
these kind of
Wolfie.
things.
100%, 100%. I'm telling you, 100%. I agree with you, but that call could have went against us. That is so marginal, that decision. I mean, I never even got a yellow. Actually amazes me. But I mean, in fairness, I mean, even in yeah, exactly. So I mean, I think he's been very lucky, but.
We need luck at this point.
Yeah, no, look, it's about time we get a VAR decision in our favor.
I mean, what's his name?
Any fan wants to go through another 8-game loss.
Yeah, no, 100%.
Yeah. I mean, we're fourth now.
100%.
So
yeah,
if we by any miracle make Champions League football next season, it's going to be a miracle. But I think us being fourth now leaves us in a good position to actually get to the Europa League again. We should be the bare minimum for the scheme.
Yeah, 100%, 100%.
So
that's got to be the target. Yeah, that's got to. I think top 6 has to be a target for Arteta. I mean, anything less than that, and then he hasn't taken us forward.
That's actually why I said that we see top 6 as an actual target.
Yeah, absolutely. 100%. 100%.
So that shows how far we've fallen. So we have
how far we've fallen. 100%. Oh no, I agree with you 100%.
But we sneak that UCL spot. But I'm going to be seeing off the bridges of the N1. That's Champions League football, man.
Oh, yes.
I must have yourself.
I know.
The Champions League football means that you're going to play at Champions League level. You don't want to get to that competition and embarrass ourselves and get 5 wins.
The club backs the manager then and they invest. And I think talking of that, and I think come January, a striker is the bare minimum. And with Lacazette in the last year of his contract, and also the whole Aubameyang situation, we need to get another striker then come into the season, because if by some miracle we do make top 4 and we do make Champions League, we're going to get spanked there without a proper because there will just be nobody putting the ball in the back of the net. So I think a striker in Jan and a striker at the end of the season is non-negotiable, especially if we make Champions League.
I don't even do some tabloid hyping up, but I see that Greenwood is linked to Arsenal. That would be the
I saw that.
Imagine
that was out of left field, eh? That was way out of left field. I saw that.
He's the players in green at the moment, so
sure.
He's a bad player. I believe he's got mad potential to add to our young team, but I still believe we have to work with young players that we have and get more experienced players in.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, no.
So here's a question: is Laka just playing for a better contract that he's playing so hard? And
well, it's worked for Özil and for Aubameyang and for everyone else.
Do we give him a new contract? And what if he just ends up like Özil and Aubameyang? I mean, is it worthwhile taking the gamble?
How much is he on at the moment, though? He's not moving 200k a week, eh?
No, I don't think so.
I don't think
if we do look at the end of the day, if we do get rid of, for argument's sake, if we do get rid of Aubameyang, we got to look in terms of, do we want to lose another striker and take a gamble, bringing in another striker in that maybe doesn't know the Premier League? You're going to basically lose 2 experienced players. It's something that we don't want to actually. I mean, if we look at Lacazette's performance throughout his career at Arsenal, he hasn't really been a bad guy. He's never missed a training. There's never been an issue with the guy. I mean, we never ever heard anything bad about the guy. Even when he doesn't get a chance, when he comes on, he's like an inspirational guy. He's always inspiring the team, inspiring the fans. Yeah. So for me, I would my personal opinion would be to get rid of Aubameyang and give Lacazette, because we've all heard what Smith Rowe said. He said he's got such a lot of respect for Lacazette. Lacazette has all the patience with him. He's encouraging him, trying to be a better player, and we see how they play together. I mean, all of a sudden, since the guy's in the team, we seem to be scoring goals. Everybody seems to be scoring goals now. So for me, You
league
got
are
to
players,
reward
you
it.
know.
Yeah, you got to
Exactly,
reward it. We have to
no,
reward these guys' performance.
100%. And the thing with Lacazette is, I love his passion. I've always loved it. The only problem with Lacazette, Morgan.
Hi guys, sorry.
Okay,
Who
I've
invited
got,
you?
The only thing that I have with Lacazette
Morgan kicked Naseem
is
out
that he's
now.
not a 15
Yeah.
to 20 goal a season striker. That's the problem I have with Lacazette. He's not going to win you the Premiership with his goals the way RVP won it that season for United. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's just not going to score that many, unfortunately.
I agree with you, but have we given the guy a chance? We haven't given the guy a
Of
chance.
course, we've given him a chance, man. How many seasons has he been here? When we signed him, he was our main striker.
Yeah, but it's always a Bamba.
Yeah, go for it,
Gareth.
Morgan. What's that? Yeah.
But
wanna
I
ask you
think
something
Giroud was like was going to be was similar to Lacazette's type of player, that the holding guy up there. So
Jeremy,
maybe he's not a goal scorer. Yeah.
I just want to ask, because he has been either our top goal scorer when Aubameyang hasn't been,
It was.
or our second highest goal scorer when the midfield wasn't scoring. Don't you
Yes.
think that the contribution that he makes in those, maybe not top 20, maybe not 20 goals a season, does
Yeah,
help,
no.
especially now that the midfielders have come to the party with goals?
Yeah.
100%. But I still don't think
my
there's going to
honest
be enough
opinion is
goals
that-
from everyone else for those few goals that he contributes to win you a Premier League. That's what I feel. I just think he doesn't contribute enough goals for a team to win the Premier League, especially
would
with
be
us.
enough goals
We
for
don't.
you?
Well,
What would be
as a
enough goals
striker,
for you?
you got to be looking at 20 plus a season. I mean, that's surely
Not
non-negotiable
10
as a
to
striker.
15.
Look,
No,
the guy.
not 10 to 15 at all. Not 10 to 15
Look when
at all.
he played for Leon, he scored about 30 plus goals, eh?
Yeah,
That's what
exactly.
got me
But then again, you say that, Wolfie. So did
That's the
Marouane
French league,
Chamakh
Wolfie,
score
not the
100
Premier League.
goals. Yeah. Chamakh scored 1 million goals in
My-
France when we bought
Okay.
him. You know?
Okay, I want
My
to just
opinion on
sorry, but guys,
Lacazette. Can I just come in? Sorry,
Wait,
I
sorry.
love
I think
Lacazette. He
coming
just
in.
doesn't score enough goals.
Jeremy, and then Ian, because I've seen you've been sitting there very quietly. I just apologize. I didn't kick. I just want to explain. I didn't kick Naseem off on purpose.
Yeah,
He was asking to step in
No,
because
we don't.
yeah. Okay.
Yeah, can I just
Ian,
want to come in
I
on
will stop
Lacazette
Jeremy
and,
after
and,
30 seconds. So don't worry.
All good. All good.
Go for
Uh,
Jeremy.
with our history of getting old players and giving them contracts and then they're underperforming after that, I don't think giving Lacazette a new contract now. We've burnt ourselves with Ozil, we've burnt ourselves with Aubameyang, and I don't want to go down that route again. We've got a history of buying and not making money on players, and I think it's about time that we started changing that culture at Arsenal. So getting him a new contract now and in him inevitably burning out and not performing after we signed a new contract, that's inevitable. So I don't want to go down that bloody route again. That is my
Yeah.
opinion on it.
Ian, I know you disagree with Jeremy because you think that combination of youth and age.
I think it works well, especially with Lacazette being the perfect point at the moment. I think what the issue with Ozil was, Ozil was in decline already, even before he got that contract. Over as well, yes, okay, he won us
Alexis.
the Community Shield and all of that stuff, But if I look at Laka, his attitude is completely different, But what I would say, give him a contract, but don't give him 400k a week, though. That will be suicide. Maybe give him like 200 or something, just to keep him there, so he can still get, if we do sell it, so we can still make money off him when we do sell it. Now his contract rounds out, and we lose players again. Like look at how we lost Ramsey. We could have made crazy money of Ramsey, but he did for free. So let's not make that same mistake as well. But I believe it. Lucky deserves a contract. I believe the players, they love playing with him. They're up that midfield. They look up to him. And his link-up play with Odegaard is amazing. Yeah, Odegaard is an attacking creative player. He doesn't just give that final that pass for the final third. He creates everything around him. He controls that midfield. And Laka helps him in that regard. So rather keep this momentum going forward. Because I wouldn't. What striker we can get in January? We're not going to get Calvert-Lewin or Dusan Blyvich or any lead striker at the moment. We're going to get a stopgap. So why not give Laka the contract and use him as a stopgap instead of going out now wasting money in January? We can rather invest like 100 more on a striker. Not that we like in summer.
But I think we will need a stopgap because of Aubameyang, whether he's playing now for us or not, he's going off to the African Nations Cup. So
Then why
I
not
think we
promote,
will
why
need
not
a.
promote Balogun?
Ga-
We can promote
Guys, yeah.
Balogun. He's banging in the goal.
You
Yeah,
played
I
it.
just
But
wanna-
if we don't give Lacazette a contract, then we're going to have to get someone in January. So
Look,
if there's
let
no
me-
contract for
it's in the
January, we
club's
need a
hands.
striker.
We can debate
I
it
just
all we
wonder-
want in the club, Dan.
Yeah, guys, I just wonder because I don't have the power now. I'm not the administrator, so I can't show any more of the comments, unfortunately. But I'm gonna just read them out. Someone said, if not Calvert-Lewin, then Nigel Lewin, but I think that just Warren having a couple of years.
No, Nigel Lewin for manager. Nigel Lewin in.
What?
I'll trust that process.
Can someone explain why Calvert-Lewin? What is it, this fascination that Arsenal fans have suddenly developed with this player? What is
I
it
think
that
it's his height, his physicality.
We've never had a target guy that's good with the head. We've
He's
with
got a
our
pace
crosses,
about-
we
he's
get
got
the
a bit of
ball.
pace.
You mean
Well,
Saint-Giroux?
Yeah, so Giroud was not even in that same mold. We've never had that type of player yet. So yeah, let's see.
Wolfie, are you as fascinated because you've gone very quiet suddenly and that
Look,
scares me?
there's a couple of strikers that I would like to see at Arsenal. Maybe Ollie Watkins. Maybe, yeah. I mean, he's quite a good striker. He's a pacey striker. He scored goals. I would also look at somebody like the Brentford guy. What's the guy's name?
Tony.
Yeah, I mean, he's strong. He's that old-fashioned strikers. You're not gonna bully them easily. But if you're gonna look, Tony is young, but Calvert-Lewin is a good. I mean, we've seen what he did last season. I mean, people say he's tall and he's good with the head, but he scores a lot of goals inside the box.
Yeah.
So he's almost like a fox in the box kind of player.
Yeah.
But he's got the stature of a Giroud, and he's quite strong in the air. He can hold up ball. I mean, he's young, so he's only going to get better.
He's got a bit of a Ruud van Nistelrooy about him. He's good in the air. He's good with both feet, and he's a fox, like a poacher in the box.
Gareth,
And
And-
I
and-
honestly
Wow.
think that's something
Gareth,
we need. Yeah.
A while
Who's
back,
Ruud
we were hitting it with a lot of crosses. No, I just want to ask. We were obviously in need of a player who could head the ball because we were hitting a lot of crosses over, and then we
To
seem to have
nobody.
now thankfully have abandoned that game plan. Why would we want to go back to that game plan, Jeremy? Why would
Look,
we?
Well, because we've shown that we can hit crosses.
Jeremy, do we need to go back to that nonsense about crosses when we seem to be finding other ways to score goals at the moment?
You know what, I'm gonna come back to Bielsa on Saturday. When
sore point.
he didn't have a plan B. There was no plan B. There's one way or the other way. So a guy that's good with the head, when nothing else fails, he's the plan B. We always need a plan B.
Look,
Okay.
you got to think in terms of it's not just about putting crosses in the box. It's about free kicks, corners. He gives you an extra dimension in your team.
Yeah. But
Something
that's
to
not
think
his
about.
only- That's not his
Then
only
who do you
dimension.
drop? Who do you drop
Yeah.
out of the current lineup that looks to be our now
It's got to be
preferred starting
Lacazette.
lineup?
It's got to be Lacazette. Look, if you're gonna get Calvert-Lewin, the guy needs to start games. So he will have to
And you'll have
start.
Martinelli
And Lacazette
as
has to go on the bench. Simple as that.
Ian, and I'm going to say Ian's name, so Ian is sitting quietly. Do we want to mess with something that's working at the moment?
Calvert-Lewin's been out injured for the past 3 months. Take that into consideration. So he hasn't played. So we're not going to sign him in January. That's just how it's going to go. We need to put players that are playing week in, week out. I mean, that's a massive risk for us to sign Calvert-Lewin now. I mean, if he does come back before, let's say, this weekend and he starts everything, he still has to get into a rhythm of, okay, that's what I need to do as a striker again. No, it doesn't just happen like that. So I would say I don't agree with Calvert-Lewin. There are other strikers like this Vlahovic kid from Fiorentina. He's the first upgrade of Lacazette. That is where you would want to put your money in though, because he does exactly what Lacazette does, maybe even better. Just because he plays in Serie A doesn't mean that he won't make it in the Premier League. But he's got the physicality, he's got the ball control. He can sometimes play as a 10 as well, but his finishing ability is insane.
Neil Schwartz.
What we need.
Yeah.
Joe.
I know you,
Neil,
go for it.
you got it. Can I answer Neil Schwartz? Why is this guy mentioning this guy's name? This guy falls over most of the time in the game. The guy's normally on his back the whole game. Richarlison. No, boy. Sorry. This guy's not even a striker. No.
I like Patrick
Yes, no, boy.
That's aggressive temperament. But
But he's too aggressive. He's too aggressive.
Okay, let's go to the midfield then, especially let's start with the defensive midfield because it's been a talking point on the show for a couple of weeks now. I just want to see.
Do we even have a defensive midfield?
Well, we have Captain Xhaka back, and we have
Tell me,
Partey.
Tell me something. Do you, Morgan? Do you know something? We don't know that you're calling the guy captain. What's up?
I dare you. I dare you. Serious. I dare you.
What's up,
I think that Morgan's love child. Zucker's Morgan's love child.
I did have this encounter in Switzerland 25 years ago, so who knows? But I want to.
Morgan, I think Ozil jumped into. I think Ozil jumped into Xhaka when he put that beautiful through ball through for Martinelli. It was so beautiful to watch, man. Hey.
I'm saying that. All I'm saying, he's channeling Ozil's spirit now in the game.
But we joke about it. It's a serious issue. This problem in the midfield is a problem, man. Because Partey is made. He's really been disappointing, man.
He's been poor.
Oh, he got bullied by these midfielders.
Have we? Has Partey won us over yet? Has he convinced us that he is the right player for that position?
You can't convince us if he's having one good game and then 4 bad games. You can't. We paid 45 million for this guy. This guy's supposed to be the ready-made article. He's playing like a junior.
He was.
Yeah.
He's playing like a junior. Guys, he's running over him. No-name players, he's taking the ball off him. I mean, no. We need to look at a defensive midfielder. We need to look at a defensive midfielder.
Have you noticed?
I'm sorry.
All he wants to do this season is shoot. Every time he gets the ball, he looks to have a pop. Like there's like almost no passes with him. It's look up, boom, have a go. No, that is not your job, man. Come on.
I just want to say to the guys.
He's been poor.
Yeah. The guys in the comment section, the guys watching the show from Facebook and YouTube, you can continue to send your comments. I think Warren is able to share them. Someone seems to be able to share the comments. Warren says here, and I wish Warren would share this comment. Partey is the best player at the club. Trust me. Problem is that he's not showing it. This is Warren saying it. And with Warren, I'm never sure if it's Warren talking or the Tot speaking.
Who's the player?
In terms of
the player's name.
Partey is the best player.
I agree with. I agree with Warren.
Oh.
No,
you must tell what. No.
At Atletico, he was one of the best players.
If we're going to speak about the best player based on name, then we give Aubameyang the captain's armband back and put him back in the starting lineup. Okay. If we're talking about is the best player, because if you look at the Aubameyang, the 30 goals every season, then he's just not the best player. But unfortunately, football is about form. If you don't have form, you gotta go sit on the bench.
But they're talking about form and confidence. I mean, he's been off form the entire season. When last has he had a good game? Name a good game in the last 10.
United at
Old Trafford. Yeah, last season. That was the perfect form. That is one good game.
Just hang on, Gareth. Ian, can you speak in defense of Partey? Should we hang on to him? Should he keep his position in the starting lineup?
We didn't get the guys close in the last transfer window, so that means we really wanted him. So unfortunately, we have to stick with him. But I mean, I'm surprised that he hasn't adapted it. Could it be he doesn't have a proper mental form? Because for me, it doesn't look like the physical element is there of his game, though. Because he's getting bullied week in, week out. So I don't know what it be. Maybe if you get like a Musumo from Brighton next to him, I don't know, maybe to work out, but I just don't know what's happening though. But
Isn't he
I
impressive?
still
You
believe
see-
that he needs another chance though. Because I mean, he was amazing for
Look,
Sevilla at Atletico.
As
But
I
then
just
again, it's all
wanna
about the system of football, the style of football, which should
Okay.
be working
That could be it.
perfectly for him. But I
Yeah.
don't know, man. And that's
He
been
seems a
mental thing.
very silky player in many ways, but he just hasn't
Look,
been able to show it
you know
beyond
what?
little
They
moments.
Morgan, you know what? I just want to tell Ashley. Look, the guy Party is a brilliant player. If we look in terms of when he played for Atletico Madrid, he had a couple of good games for Arsenal, but it is long stroke games. It's one game in 6 games, one game in 7 games. I don't know what is his problem, but they actually asked Party. They asked him, and they asked him,
Yeah.
"Can you give us an average based on your performance here at Arsenal?" You know what he said? He actually evaluated himself. He gave himself a 4 out of 10 for the whole season now. His performance is he gave himself a 4 out of 10. And it was an honest assessment on himself.
Yeah.
And
So let's
in
move.
terms of
I just want to move up. It seems our attacking midfielders have finally sort of come to the party, and have changed our problem of the past couple of seasons, where the midfielders simply
Yes.
haven't scored. It's mostly Emile Smith-Rowe scoring, but at least he's a midfielder.
and Odegaard.
And Odegaard scored 1 or 2 with was the goal free kicks.
Three in a row. Three in a row. Three in a row.
3 in a row. 3 in a row. My apologies. Thank you. I clearly haven't been monitoring his performances closely. Are we
No, it's
settling into
Naseem is Odegaard's
losses.
agent, please, guys.
Naseem, give us a clap,
Martin
please.
Odegaard.
No, Naseem.
Okay.
Um,
Alex, so are we happy with that attacking midfield? Is this the way we imagine this is going to be our starting lineup as we build the team? Are we happy with those youngsters? Do we need anything else there?
I
And
think that
everybody's-
with our playing style of playing from the back, right? We obviously with White there, he's obviously helped us a bit, and then if Party actually comes to the party, then we can actually progress from there. But the issue there's no more issues with. I think Odegaard is starting to improve quite drastically, and Emile Smith Rowe. That I don't know how they're going to do that. I think it's the Martinelli versus Smith Rowe who's going to have to fight for places. So that's going to be a be a challenge, going forward. Yeah.
The host of the show is said, I want you guys to talk about Odegaard's performances of late. I'm going to wait just because I know that the rest of you, Ian, you're going to get first stab this time.
But Odegaard,
First blood.
About Odegaard,
First blood.
what
I've
is he just
really
settling
been-
in? Is he just settling in now? He still can't use
Yeah.
his right foot. I think he just uses it for driving, maybe. But is it finally paying off?
I think he's finally comfortable, like in his position and he's throwing the team as well.
Yes.
I mean, the popping up for the midfield, scoring those vital goals. We've missed that for a long time. I mean, can you remember the last? Was Aaron Ramsey used to do the exact same thing, pop up for the midfield, put the goals away, and he's the way he controls the play as well. He takes the play for the midfield, and I think the more he plays, the better he's going to get. But the only thing is, the only question is like how is Arteta going to integrate Smith Rowe and Odegaard in the same team, like positionally, because the like Odegaard's kind of position, I feel he needs to play every single game because we've lacked that from a midfield player for a long time. Making those brave passes. I mean, that pass for Bukayo Saka in the first half, that first time square ball that he put him through, that was an amazing pass. Just to play that ball to the like the thread of the needle out and look like pass, that was amazing. The assist for Smith Rowe, the lob pass through the center, that was awesome, right? So we've missed that for a long time, and I think he's got a bit of a physical presence as well. So just worked out benefit as well. So I would say Odegaard, yeah, I would play game out.
Alex has got a bit of COVID, and so obviously he's not in the best frame of mind. So I think we have to take his comment with a pinch of Pfizer
So,
and say that he says
Alex is very pro English. Alex is very pro English. I noticed.
Okay,
Yeah.
let's not go there.
The elephant in
But
the
I want
room.
to ask, but I want to ask you guys, considering the lineup that we have at the moment, considering that seems to become our sort of established starting 11, who's the most likely candidate for dropping? If because Smith Rowe is now coming on and keeps scoring, does he get a starting position? And in whose
He's been,
place?
Who's
he's been
this?
a hot super sub. He's been a hot super sub. So
Yes.
keep it as it is.
Yeah.
So Laka,
Yeah.
but Naseem says that Laka should be the one to pay the price.
No, we are not Man City. We can't play without a striker.
No.
Look,
Yeah,
it's look, you gotta we gotta applaud what's his name, Smith Rowe's attitude for coming on. He's such a good boy. He's the same like Saka. And also like Martinelli. Like Martinelli said, he doesn't care if he plays 5 or 10 minutes. He will give his all. Same with Smith Rowe. He came on. He did a job. His willingness. I mean, he won the ball. He gave the ball to Odegaard. He won the ball. Gave the ball to Odegaard. He sprinted off. Odegaard was with him and chipped the ball over, and that's where Smith Rowe scored. I mean, those are the kind. These are healthy competition that is good. It is really, really good, and we can see the results at the end of the day. These guys they're just all motivated and they're all happy to play whenever they need to play.
Yeah.
So yeah, for me, it's all about form at the end of the day. If you're not performing, there's a guy that's going to come on and can do the job. It's simple. That's how I call it. It's healthy competition.
Okay. Just a comment here from Rael Cunningham. He says we need someone that can dictate midfield. Okay, he's going back to Partey is not the right one.
This lad just stop right there. Stop right there. This lad just said now. Odegaard wasn't on par, but now he's saying with the other tongue that's our strongest lineup. I think you're right, Mr. Morgan. This guy's got the sanitary business. Sanitizer business.
The COVID doesn't have.
It's the body and the headaches and
I think he's drinking water.
and can we go back to the Alex comment? Can we go back to the Alex comment? Who says there were 2 comments. One that says Odegaard is not the right person yet, it seems. And then our lineup against Leeds was our strongest. Alex, yeah, he can't defend himself at the moment. Yeah.
That's right.
Okay. So let's talk a little bit. I can't. I'm trying to share the screen, but our position at the moment, we're currently 4th. Is this a fluke, or are we deserving? Let me just see what happens.
Oh, did he kick himself out?
After that, who takes over now? Wolfie?
He did.
Are we handing over to you?
Go for it, Wolfie. It's all yours.
Okay, guys. Do I have to? You guys gonna take a single or double jack on the rocks? What's happening?
Double check all the time, bro. He's got the log up. I think we deserve to be 4th, though. I mean, yeah, we lost to United.
Yeah, I've been getting
I've been
getting a bashing from Spurs supporters. The
Sorry
Spurs
about that,
supporters,
guys.
they think that the game's in hand is
It's already won,
Yeah.
yeah.
you know.
Exactly.
But
Game
are
in
we
hand.
happy?
Come.
What are the thoughts on our
Exactly.
position at the moment? Wolfie, a couple of weeks,
Yes.
it feels like weeks ago, we were stranded
Yeah.
there at the bottom. Nobody saw a way out for us. Now we're 4th, and everybody's aspirations seem to have grown in line with our rise to the top. Are
Stay on
we a top 4 team yet? I don't know. Naseem is doing a mirror within a
Yeah,
mirror.
look. Yeah, also directly.
I'm just speaking to the technical team. Technical team, please get your stuff
It
sorted out,
was-
man.
Yeah, look, we were all down and out, especially after that Everton result, and it was like 3 in a row away defeats,
Yeah,
and I mean
yeah.
that was a bit of a confidence dampener.
Yeah.
So look, Arteta he seemed to continue with that same team. he continued playing that same team, and we managed to beat Southampton convincingly. Then there was a couple of postponement games due to COVID. We took advantage of that. We
No, we beat
we,
West Ham then.
yeah, but I mean there was a couple of regards to the other challenges for the top four, Man United and co. So there was a couple of postponement games, and we actually took advantage, especially the West Ham game, because that was a game that it was basically a must win after the result against Everton, and after we won against Southampton. The West Ham game was so important for us to get that 3 points. We were at home. We did have a good record against them, but we needed to beat them because they were ahead of us. And if they would have beaten us, then we would have been in sixth place. And after we beat them,
they just came back from Chelsea, beating Chelsea away.
Yeah. So after we beat them, we jumped up to fourth, I think. Yeah. And then we were actually handed a lucky draw with Leeds. And we took advantage. And
I don't think that was a lucky, Wolfie. I don't think that was a lucky draw. I think that game was lined up for some while. But I do want to ask because at the moment, even if West Ham still are a game short, but they 4 points behind us. So technically, they can't catch up to us, even if they do win. Obviously, the Man United have 2 games in hand and are 5 points behind us, so could potentially jump us. And obviously Spurs have 9 points in hand. If they win if they get all those 9 points, they will jump ahead of us as well. Are we comfortable enough? What can be done at this moment? Should we just keep winning and then expect to lose against Chelsea, Liverpool, and Man City? Is that enough to keep us?
Our next 2 games is going to be crucial. We need to beat Norwich. We need to beat them. Simple as that. And then Wolves comes to the Emirates, and they got a defensive record. They don't seem to concede any goals. They never conceded against Chelsea. They conceded 1 against Liverpool. So they conceded like two goals in like 6 games or something. So we got to work cut out. We got to work cut out in the Emirates. I do believe we can sneak a win, but we got to work cut out. And if we can win those 2 games, we go to City, and that's going to be the ultimate test. I mean, City's going to us. But that's going to be the ultimate test because we played these guys when we were basically wounded soldiers, and now we got new guys in. The guys has had 18 games or 15 games to play. So now we can now see what these guys is made of. We're going to be playing against City. So we need to see improvement.
Okay. I just want to say someone has come up with a little bit of optimism here. Yassine Mulwood says the following. It's the first time in years we've had good quality in many positions. We have a solid backline and a keeper that gives us confidence when defending, a central midfielder that can be quality once they perform to their potential, and the youngster that are future Arsenal stars in the making. We need a quality forward and have the manager work on the lapses in concentration as well as work on his own management skills. Yassine, I was speaking so well of you and you had to go for Arteta. I feel we are not too many signings away from being real quality. How far away in are we from competing? Basically, are competing for league title. Let's not go to Champions League yet. Let's not get carried away.
Yeah, that's a question. I would say based on what the Liverpool squad looks like or the City squad looks like. Okay, they have depth in every position. Quality players in every position that can come into the squad and make them as good as the starting level is. We don't have it at the moment. We still got so much deadwood that needs to be. So I would say these three more transfer windows would actually put us in a position. Three. I mean, if you look at the amount of money they spent and the way they were spending the past few windows, I mean, if we can just be consistent with our form, be challenging for European places, 3 more windows and get the proper place in. Get back into UCL football. We can be challenging the league in 3 years.
Jeremy, can we, based on where we are on the table at the moment, is this perhaps a good opportunity? We could convincingly attract good players, because considering that we now look competitive at last.
Can I just, before I go there, I'd like to say Arsenal is good, right? When we are not pressed, when we don't have a lot of time on the ball, right? So against the
Or
top
when
teams, we
we are
struggle.
good when we
We
have time on the
struggle.
ball, you mean?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Then we will demolish any team. When we don't have time of the ball, we struggle. Like a City or guys that press from the front, like United will start to do now as well. So we will only start getting better if we're able to press or play through the press, like we did that brilliant goal that we scored against, was it West Ham?
Southampton.
Southampton, yeah.
That
Yeah,
team
but
goal,
yeah,
which was
that was that team
Yeah,
goal.
but
So
you,
that was
yeah, but yeah,
that
but you
is
gotta
that is
understand.
goal.
You gotta understand
You can't do
that
that
goal that
every
we
game.
scored. We were
Wolfie,
we were
Yeah.
pressed. We were pressed in
yeah,
the goal that you're talking
yeah.
about. We were pressed, and we played
Yes,
out of the press,
exactly.
and we scored.
Yeah, but we're not going to do that
Yeah.
every game. That was a once in a lifetime goal. So
Once in a
so but
season. Please say once in
yeah,
a
but
season. I can't say it's a lifetime.
so but I mean that depends. We fine at the back. I think I'm happy with the back. The midfield is a major problem now, with Party not performing and Lukonga's too light foot, too lightweight. Zaka, I never
That's
rated
true.
him, and I don't think he mustn't play. So if we can just sort out that midfield and get a proper striker, that's where we're missing our go forward. Yeah.
Okay, so tomorrow night we're playing against Sunderland in the Carabao Cup.
Pepe.
Carabao
Yeah.
Cup.
Are we? How much of a big deal is that thing? I'm part of a group where the discussion is, yeah, it would be nice to win that thing. We've won enough FA Cups. It would be fine. It would be nice to finally get the Carabao Cup monkey off our back, and maybe develop the B team. Is there value in having that B team win that cup for us?
Of course.
Look,
I'm looking
I can't see us winning the cup if we're going to play a B team because Chelsea playing their fully stretched team and so Liverpool also. When these guys come to semi-finals, they throw their fully stretched team in. I mean, Chelsea's been playing with their fully stretched team through the duration of this cup. So
But-
we're gonna have to, if we want to win this cup, we're gonna have to play a fully stretched team. Simple
But
as
not
that.
And as a backup, and as a backup for Europa.
Sorry, you were
As a
saying
backup,
Ian?
if we win it, if we win this cup, we go to Europa. So it's a backup for not ending up in top 6. So you have to
And
have a
we've got
safety net.
we've got top 4 in our sights, man. Ian, you were saying?
Like Chelsea said, B team is our starting 11. I mean, that's just how much depth they have in that squad. Same like City. I mean, City won the Carabao Cup 4 years in a row, but they beat him, but the B team was on another level. You know, that's pretty much why they won the time. So I think we can. I think we should go for it. I think we won enough of the cups. I mean, we do cup teams, you know. But I think we should go for the Carabao Cup. It will be good for the young players as well. Even though some of them have won the FA Cup already, I mean, it could be different type of silver. You know, get the silver open done with early in the season. City aren't there to win it again. So I'm pretty sure we can beat Liverpool, we can beat Chelsea in the Carabao Cup because I mean they're a cup team. You know, and we do very well in the cups, and I think over time we'll do the Carabao Cup as well. You know, so let's see what happens.
Okay.
I was just thinking something. If we could get Guendouzi next season, he could solve a lot of problems.
There's no chance in hell that guy's coming back.
Yeah, that guy not takes people just don't go.
There's no chance in hell.
But that's something that we need.
Yesterday.
Are we able?
He's matured as a player.
I just want to ask, in the marketplace of players, and we understand the insane money that goes around these days, are we able to compete yet with the Man Cities and the Chelseas, and even the Liverpools for buying quality players?
Yes, of course. We spend the most in this transfer window now. Look, if Arsenal really wants to buy a player, like it was a simple example in Ben White, they wanted him and they were willing to pay 50 million for the guy. So we can spend big money, no doubt about it. I mean, we spent 72 million where this guy got the kickbacks. What's his this lad here, Mr. Pepe here, got the kickbacks in the contract. 72 million. The 2 million went to Jeremy. The 2 million went to
That's
Jeremy
a
Christmas. But we
I
can.
just want-
Yes, of course we can. We can. Look, we can't buy 350 million players a season, but we can buy one at least. So I mean, we're not a poor club.
Saliba's back next season again as well. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
but who's
I want to. I just want to say, Warren says I count 11 players to sell and buy 7 of the next 2 windows. So Warren's got the entire bench to
Just-
sell, I think, with someone slamming doors. Yeah. Um, Alex says financially we can compete with Liverpool, but we need Champions League football to attract the big players. And I'm not.
Yeah.
Are we? Well, that's something to think about. So, listen, guys, we only have a few minutes left, and I have no idea what to do with the show because I don't have any of the slides. I think there's a prediction show to come first off. So let's go into the predictor game. And Naseem, I hope that's what you want. I can't show you the predictor game, but you all know that there's prize money up. I think I'm in the top 3 again, except I got the scores wrong against Leeds and Arsenal, where I flipped the scores, unfortunately. So, yeah. So let's go for prediction tomorrow, the panelists. Tomorrow night, we've got Arsenal versus Sunderland in the quarterfinal. So we're getting to the business end of that competition. Wolfie, give us a prediction. And now we don't know who's going to play, obviously. So you just have to guess. You have to give us your best guess.
I'm going for a 3-0 to Arsenal. I mean, we should be more than capable of whipping the Sunderland's asses. So I'm going for 3-0.
I love to see the
3-0.
confidence is growing in the Arsenal. Wait, there we go. Oh, let me just look at the standings. I did, despite getting the scores wrong, I'm now in 7th after being 8th last week. Colin has done well. Sherville is in 2nd place. Bevan has climbed the ladder as Arwa. Alex is doing well for himself as well. Naseem has also gone up the table. Warren still hasn't cracked the top 10, 13, 14, 15. Warren, you've cracked the top 15, Warren. Good news is I don't know what Warren's predictions are. I think he's got us down for defeat every game. So, yeah. Okay. So we're just doing this remotely. Naseem, here's what I'm saying, and then shows. Oh, someone has predicted Arsenal to draw against West Ham. And then Arsenal 3-1. Someone got it right. Someone got the 3-1. Oh, this is Warren. Warren has little faith in Arsenal, it appears, based on his scores.
What did this lad say?
Wait, this is Warren's score. This is Warren. He did have us. He got the score against Leeds spot on. No, not quite spot on. We got 2 points for that.
Did we win 4-0?
Warren, we won 4-1. We conceded the penalty. So, Ian, what's your prediction for tomorrow night's game?
For tomorrow night, I think it will be a pretty strong team. I don't think Mateta will take the stuff for granted. So I'm looking at 2-0 Arsenal. Comfortable
2-0?
win.
Only 2, though. Is that just because of who you think is starting?
Well, yes. I think 2-0 should be fine enough, and we don't need to really put into the sword. Because we still have a game on Saturday, so I think there are going to be a couple of first place involved, or on Sunday at least. So there's definitely going to be a bit of a mix among the players. But I'll say comfortable 2-0.
Okay. Jeremy, what do you think the scoreline for tomorrow will be?
4-1 Pepe hat-trick.
I think you lost everyone at the Pepe hat-trick. But just to let you know that Charles the Brain is very confident. He believes we're going to stroll to a 5-0 win tomorrow. Raul Cunningham is a little bit more concerned. I'm not sure what Raul's concerns are, but he says it will be a modest 2-1. And Naseem says a 4-0 hiding is on the cards. Okay. Alex Alex has totally abandoned these 2-0s of the previous season. So he's also grown in confidence. Charles also says 4-0. Warren says 4-0. So we seem to be surfing a wave of confidence at the moment.
Confidence.
But then we've got Sunday's game. Are we gonna get? Can I get predictions for Sunday? Is that okay, Jeremy? I'm just looking up. A voice is gonna speak to me, and Jeremy's gonna say, yeah.
2-1. 2-1.
Okay. So, Wolf. Okay. So who said 2-1? Jeremy, was that you?
Yeah.
Jeremy against
Yeah.
Norwich City away game. So Norwich 1, Arsenal 2. Yeah, says Jeremy. Wolfie.
Tell me something.
Wolfie,
I'm going for a 2. I'm going with a 2-0. But tell me, what's the chances of that game being called off? Because their game was called off over the weekend.
Well, normally
it's a 10-day, isn't it? After 10 days or something.
It's 8 to 10 days. It varies from country to province to So, and usually it's more of a safety measure. If 1 or 2 people test positive, then it's just a matter of getting those people out. But everybody else has to be quarantined as well. So
one of our guys has had COVID. Which guy was that? Was it Niles or Lakonga?
Pablo Mari.
I think it was Lakonga. I thought Lakonga.
Yeah, it's Pablo Mari Lakonga.
Yeah.
It was 10, so they're out for 10 days. 10 days.
Yeah. So technically the teams can still go away depending on the players that do test positive. Just before I get your score, you're going to think about it. I'm just going to look at some of the score predictions. I think Guna Matter's prediction, the 5-0 was again for the Sunderland game. But so now I'm going to take the rest as being for the Norwich game on Sunday. Neil says 2-1 to Arsenal. Charles De Brain says 2-0 to Arsenal. Warren says 3-0. Guna Matters says 2-0 to Arsenal. And Yassine is catching up there. But he says 3-1 for the weekend's game. So, Ian, you've got a lot of options there. Where do you go? Where do you land?
For the Norwich game, I think I'm going to go with a 3-0 Norwich also. Delegation party at the moment, they got no form. They're in a similar boat as Newcastle. So I think those are that couple of COVID cases. I don't know, the squad might be defeated, but there's no form there.
Even Everton lost 9 games before we played them.
I knew someone was going to say that, and it had to be Jeremy.
And we
more confident in what I was a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, but we beat them 1-0 at the Emirates, so I don't know.
Yeah.
But you gotta understand they got it. Yeah, they got it. Okay, no disrespect, but they do have a new manager also. So yeah.
Okay. So, but is the man okay? So, Ian, what is your prediction for Sunday? Let's assume that Jeremy is wrong and that we're not gonna just give Norwich the first or second win for the season.
3-0. Oh, they got a new manager, but okay, we don't have the new manager bounce.
The new manager bump.
Yeah, we're going forward now. So he's going to be a bump on the road.
We need to improve our waveform, man. We need to improve our waveform.
Yeah, no, definitely. So that's
we lost 3 in a row, so we need this. We need this win.
I think Smith on the score sheet again, and Laka scores a hat this weekend, maybe. Just to see you guys.
Okay. Okay, so we're going to leave it at that for now. I apologize that I have no idea what to say now to you guys and other than to wish everyone a very Merry Christmas. Those of you who celebrate Christmas.
Same to you guys.
We have a wonderful time and stay safe. Stay away from COVID and people who drive too fast and people who drive with too much brandy Christmas pudding in there. And then I'm sure we'll have another show. I'm sure Naseem will have another show again early in next week to look back over the Norwich game. But thank you, everyone, for being here for the show and for being such a fun panel, as usual. Lots of debate, lots of uncertainty where Arsenal is going and which the best players are. I'm for Captain Xhaka, obviously, but we'll see how that pans out.
Morgan, you forgot one thing. You must stay away from people who support Bielsa because you're going to get hammered. What is it? You're going to get hammered, man.
You have no idea. You have no idea
on Wednesday.
You have no idea what that's done to my fantasy league thing. It's just caused havoc. Leads to poor performance this season. But anyway, thank you everyone for joining us in the
Merry
discussion.
Christmas, everybody.
Alex, have
Merry
a wonderful
Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Sorry for teasing you, Alex, but you said bad things about Leeds in the other discussion. Everyone have a wonderful Christmas and stay safe. And we'll
Cheers, guys.
see you again soon.
Cheers.
Cheers, guys.
Shalom, guys. Cheers, guys.
I can't even do